Gucci Mane done told. Gucci Mane LaFleur, East Atlanta Santa, he done told. After he said he would never tell.
Keep it in the street.
After he said keep it in the street. All these things. Gucci Mane is cap. That's what it boiled down to. Gucci Mane is cap. Number one, everybody keeps crediting him for, down in Pookie Loc. He didn't do that. He bluffed on that body. That wasn't him who did that to Pookie Loc. That's a lie. Right? He says that BMF wouldn't allow him entry because he robs people too much. So why are you mad now that chickens then came home to roost on you? God is not mocked, right? Scriptures tell us God is not mocked. For what a man soweth, that shall he also reap. That is a universal principle of what goes around comes around. So if you done made a life off of robbing niggas, you done made music about robbing niggas, you done influenced young niggas to rob niggas. I was a young nigga, 16, 17, influenced by people like Gucci Mane and others, putting fucking guns in people's face, robbing their ass. You don't get to influence all of us to do that. And some of us, I went to jail for attempted robbery. That's my felony. Attempted robbery. Right? I rob in my black tee, hit licks in my black tee. This type of propaganda going into the subconscious, the impressionable subconscious of black and brown youth in the inner cities of America. That right there, you are a part of that influence. You don't think that that's going to come back to you? So then when one of these YNs get back up on you in the form of Pooh Shiesty, right, who you've signed to an exploitive record label contract, taking and people don't understand that's what the movie Sinners is about. I want y'all to understand. This is what Sinners is about. When you watch Sinners, it's about the predatory nature of the music industry and how white people prey upon black people in the music industry, and when black people get infected with the germ of the white people, they turn around and prey on their own. That's what you see with Gucci Mane. You see exactly what the movie Sinners is actually all metaphorically about. The predatory nature of the music industry. Right? So he done got preyed on, and then he turns around and preys on young, impressionable black people who looked up to him, idolized him, etc. Like so many of us did. Okay, and then we begin a life of crime and robbing and dope selling and all these various things. And then you upset when it finally comes back to you. No, you can't now turn into this businessman, this family man now and utilize that as an excuse to circumvent accountability for chickens coming home to roost on you, brother. You don't get to do that. That's cowardice. That's lack of accountability. That is the antithesis of masculinity and manhood, bro. Gucci Mane, you're out of your damn mind. It's bad. It's looking bad for Atlanta. I love Atlanta. I've lived in Atlanta since 2019. There's no place I would rather live than Atlanta. I had a beautiful time this weekend at 404 Day, just experiencing and partaking in the beautiful, foundationally black American Atlanta culture. But here's what I have to say. Atlanta, goddamn, too many niggas done turned up with snitching allegations this year. It's bad. It's bad. What are we gonna do, Atlanta? 21. What are you gonna do? Do you need the 21 to come save y'all? Right? Him and Lotto are getting ready to have this baby. That's gonna be the most Atlanta baby ever. And y'all gonna try to invalidate their Atlantaism by saying that 21 is from Britain and Lotto is from McDonough or where the fuck she from, right? But here's what I'm here to tell you, that's the only hope for Atlanta at this point. Because goddamn it, the Legends is bad. It's bad. Even if Gucci is outright a snitch. Can we make that clear? Gucci is outright a snitch. It's it. Roderick Davis. We met some young ladies and they said, oh, he's from Alabama. He's being disowned. Excuse me. I ask you a question? Yeah. I need a question for Atlanta, man. You look like you really Atlanta, man. You represent Atlanta hard today. Yes, no?
I see you. Yeah.
No?
Yeah. Come on.
What y'all think about Gucci Mane snitching?
Gucci. Unfortunately, I'm the biggest slime and the CEO.
There you go.
Okay.
That determined.
I love Gucci too though, but I just feel like he ain't lie. What Lil Durk said? He said, Pooh Shiesty, you my dog.
Who you know I'm really shiesty.
He knew that. They knew that. I don't think they thought Shotty was playing. They thought Shotty was playing, but free Pooh Shiesty for sure.
Okay, but you think Atlanta got a black eye now? Another snitch?
I mean, he's from Alabama.
Oh, no,
y'all disowning that nigga. He is being disowned by Atlanta. This shit is bad, man. How are you going to go and identify these young men? What is he supposed to do? He's supposed to do what he is propagated that he would always do. Get it in the streets. What did Pooh Shiesty tell niggas to do? Get it back in blood. Gucci got the bars. They played the song where he said if he don't feed his niggas, that his little niggas, that they're gonna rob him. You clearly wasn't feeding them. So they took your ass down. And you went and told the feds? The case is hinged upon your testimony. The feds are revealing. Your testimony is what the entirety of the case is hinged upon. You are a rat bastard, man. That shit is not, listen, that shit is not cool. And there's no way if you have propagated anti-snitching, anti-rat, street shit, robbing shit, get it back in blood, get it out the street. If you've done that, you don't get to elect to turn to law enforcement and function as a regular civilian anymore. And anybody co-signing that is not holding him accountable for not just what he's done in his own life, but for what he's sown into the minds of the youth. He has sown that into our heads, the glorification of robbing, of stealing, of finessing, of murdering. Right? He's sown that. So we don't get to cry when he reaps it. He got exactly what the fuck he put out on the planet Earth in the form of Pooh Shiesty allegedly up in Drake in his face and making him sign a contract like they allege Suge did to Easy. Right? He deserved it. He had it coming. He's been fucking niggas over, going back, right? So many negative things have happened. The curse of 1017 and just all the shit. You know, I think about the lovely and Chanson who passed. And again, that's not necessarily Gucci's fault. I'm not saying it is. Big Scars passed. I'm not saying it's necessarily Gucci's fault. But I think we have to look at so many people meeting their demise or meeting lengthy prison sentences, etc., connected to him. Then we have to look at the contract. Look why what somebody would want out. Look why a man who's fresh out of federal prison on federal probation with an ankle monitor, why he would go to the lengths of risking going back to the feds in order to get out of the contract. We have to look at that. Right? We have to look at the terms of that contract. And then we have to look at how much of a bitch ass nigga you gotta be to then go and cooperate with the feds on that. Like you're just some random civilian. Like you haven't talked about how much money you made selling dope on Keller Road on Boulder Crest. Right? After this whole shit happened, I got on the 25. I drove by that Boulder Crest sign, man. I said, damn, the Boulder Crest sign don't even hit the same now because of your snitching ass. Right? And I heard you talking about you was going to be down with BMF. I heard a nigga from BMF walked in the club, you know, back in the day, back in their heyday, slapped the fuck out you in front of the whole club and you ain't do shit but turn around and walk out. That's what I heard, right? From, you know, people who was in circulation during that time here in Atlanta. So, you know, it's a lot of shit in question with Gucci, man. Again, he bluffed that body. He doing this snitching, man. It's over for Gucci. You know, but the question I have for everybody else out there is very simple is, do we remove Gucci from our playlist? Are we removing Gucci from our playlist? Right? Because I'm going to be honest with you. He's a worse snitch than Tekashi 6ix9ine. Gucci Man is worse than Tekashi could ever be. Because Tekashi never initially even cooperated. It wasn't until they got all this stuff about all the snake stuff that influenced him to cooperate. I don't co-sign Tekashi cooperating, but this dude didn't have fear of being prosecuted by the law at all. He just got beat out of a record contract and his ass cooperated. And you know, some jury and things like that. Things that I'm sure are insured. So he's a worse rat than Tekashi. So if we're not going to play that little boy in the club because we do not listen to rats, then that means ain't no Gucci coming on in the club no more either, right? Or we not going to keep the same energy. But now, what did Tekashi say? You know what Tekashi said? Why they don't keep the same energy from him? Because he Mexican. Is that what it is? Tekashi just gets out of prison right on time when this is happening. He's about to go on a legendary fucking run in media. and he's gonna look right again, and he's gonna be able to sit on Vlad and on Aiden Ross's stream, on Academics, on Trapler Ross, and say what? Facts. All I talk about is facts. He already on Aiden's stream. Facts. He just scratching the surface. Facts. I bring facts. He gonna be able to pop his shit the strong way over this. Gucci man, 46 years old, fucking told. I can't believe this shit, man. 2020, this how you know the world is getting ready to end. Gucci man telling. The world is getting ready to fucking end. Gucci just told. No problem. Pointed out, identified assailants, and the case is hinged upon his motherfucking testimony. Right? So, you know, free Shiesty. Ain't nobody slime as him, nigga. His grandma told him cut the grass whole time. He the snake. He the one from down the street where they slime Martin Luther King. So who is Roderick Davis? If that's where they slime Martin Luther King, who is Roderick Davis? He's no MLK. See what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. This is some crazy shit. This is some really crazy shit going on. But you know, stay out the streets. Don't if you're a street nigga, you propagating street shit, bro, stop cooperating. Simple. But apparently, like the rules, like the rules, what are the rules anymore? You know, there's in California, you know, there's something they got now called 50-50 yards, right? And the 50-50 yard is where you have protective custody people and general population people on the same yard, right? Because protective custody has gotten so prominent that there's not enough yards to where they're only protective custody. So now there has to be integrated yards with general population people and protective custody people. Basically, general population people who are willing to program where protective custody people are. And now there's conversation now where people are going, hey, look, I'm not protective custody, but I went on a yard where protective custody people are because this is what happens when your points come down and you're getting ready to get out, etc. You got people who are saying, well, if you went on that yard with the PCs, you're as good as a PC. But some people are going, well, I didn't go PC and I did everything I was supposed to do for the gang. I killed, I robbed, I beat, I went to jail, I stabbed, I rioted, I did everything I was supposed to do. And they leveled me down and eventually sent me to a yard that had PCs on it, though I wasn't in PC. And now you're saying that it's invalidated my entire gang and street career. Some people are saying that sounds like bullshit. I don't give a fuck about you niggas' opinions, right? Some people, it's so much going on with that. So the question is, what are the rules anymore? Snitching, cooperating, 50-50 yard, all this shit is watering down whatever the quote unquote G code or the rules to the street is so much. What even are the rules, and why the fuck is anybody bothering being in the streets at this point? That's my question. Because it seemed like it's the wild, it's complete anarchy now anyway. There's no code that any motherfucker is sticking to at this point. So what are we even doing in the streets anymore? Right? That's a question you gotta ask your motherfucking self, man. With that, I'm GRLA Hebrew. Praise the Lord. I'm gone.